Breaking news, baby dolls. USA and China have done a big trade deal agreement. So we have America cutting the China tariff from 145% down to 30% for 90 days. Huge. So it used to be 145. They've cut it down to 30%. And then China have cut their tariffs from 125%. It is now down to 10% for 90 days. Right now, as we're witnessing it, Bitcoin has shot up to 105,000 American dollars. We're going to take a closer peek and a closer look at that as to see what's going on. So I'm just giving you a very special update. Bitcoin shooting up. This is just a 2-hour chart. Having a look out here. It's not the nice bull flag like popping up through. Now, friends, we could be doing, as I've gone through my juicy news many times, we could be doing that whole chart where it kind of tries to poke up and then it does the whole, we got to go a bit sideways before we're ready to go up after that. So it could be like forming that higher part, which is nice. It's doing like this nice pop-up. Maybe you just got to poke through 108 just to see what happens, just to get everybody in before it continues on. So, man, I got like some good feelings about stuff, friends. Like I'm talking about, I'm really, really, really bullish on altcoins, man. I got some cracker videos to come here through with you. Remember, friends, if you waited for the Trump tariff and all these other things to appear, man, like if you're waiting for these things to get solved, look what's happening in the stock market. The S&P 500 actually right now has gapped up as well, even more. Look where it is right now. It's literally, man, from the bottom, my gosh, S&P 500 up 20%. Now it's only 5% from the top. So it's come back up here, done this big move. I'm wondering if, and I'm hoping that just like the zombie virus had a big up-only run from the zombie virus, I'm hoping that we get like the AI run. That'd be wonderful if we get that. So everything seems to be in our favor. Gold has slowed down. The macroeconomics and everything is like basically chilled out. You know, the US dollar and everything's pretty much on track. This is the global liquidity cycle out here. Man, looks like, are we running like ahead? But this pretty much has this this part hanging around here. So I wonder how these things going to resolve itself. But the good thing so far is Ethereum is responding very well. Look at OTHERS-btc, the monthly candle, right? The monthly candle, we stopped the bleeding after 5 red months in a row. I think we're really ready to go. Mark, we just had 5 red in a row. When you have 5 green candles in a row, watch out. Warning, warning, warning. Okay, we just get 5 red in a row. 5 red in a row, like not financial advice. It literally like, okay, if something means super warning, then the other thing should be warning alert to get bullish. If you've just got 5 red in a row, because you should be buying the dips, right? But of course, most of us are already turbo long, which is beautiful to see. Now, I do have more videos coming out for you later. Man, you just got to get used to this, friends. Willy Woo is calling for a 90% Bitcoin dominance. Okay, it's literally at the tippity top of that chart. My gosh, I've got a whole cracker episode to go through with you. You're really going to enjoy it. But yeah, just give me this. So I was looking for an intergalactic signal. Thank you to Mr. Master Friend. I love this picture. Very, very cute out here. So I've been waiting for some sort of intergalactic signal and we're going to get it. Calling for a Bitcoin dominance of 90%, bro. Wow. That's like, I'm speechless, but also I'm not really. It's interesting, friends, because a lot of these things we're doing them in real time. We're doing it live. We're doing it live. So these theories and hypotheses and stuff out here, you never really know if they're really going to play out. I even have the Willy Woo thing out here out in the chart, man. We got to mark this, bro. Calling for 90% Bitcoin dominance, huh? Wow, we got a long way to go for Ethereum to catch up. Bro, Ethereum's got the real world assets. Ethereum's got the stable coins. News alert, news flash. Everybody wants to use stable coins. Bitcoin is just literally slow tech, just store of value stuff. You rely on Michael Saylor doing turbo leverage and everything out here. So, man, that all season's going to be big. I also want to show you what they're actually doing, friends. When you're calling for a Bitcoin dominance that high, I'm going to show you the 12-month chart. If you go to 12-month chart, this is what they're actually doing, friends. So they're calling for, by 2030, Bitcoin dominance, 90%. They're saying Bitcoin dominance is going to go up here. And what I'm saying, look what they've done, friends. Remember this, humans, our biggest problem when it comes to markets and investing, our brains are not built for it. You have to train yourself. We think in linear terms. Linear means, okay, you took 5 steps, you're going to take 5 steps again. That's what it means, right? Oh, you're at a party, you had 5 drinks. Okay, 5 drinks has made you really happy. Okay, if you have another 5 drinks, it's going to make you even more happy. You know how that ends, right? Well, that's what they've done. They've seen 4 green yearly candles of Bitcoin dominance. They go, oh, okay, cool. You've gone from here to here. So you're going to do another amazing run up for the next 4 years. And by 2030, it'll be 90% Bitcoin dominance. And I'm looking at this chart going, no, you're not, bro. No, you're not. Absolutely. Like, okay, look, yeah, anything can happen. Whatever. But just, man, you got to be smoking some real crack. You really think all the billions of people out there in the world are literally going to buy a digital pet rock and just sit on it and do nothing? Come on, man. There's no privacy solutions. There's no DEXs. There's no swapping. There's no altcoins. There's no fun and pump fun stuff. There's nothing, dude. You have literally nothing. You don't even have the stable coins, by the way. All the stablecoin liquidity rails are in Ethereum. You know? And some on Trump, some on Solana, but it's all on Ethereum. 50% of all the stablecoins are on Ethereum. They're tokenizing everything, putting everything there. It's not going to be on Bitcoin. Like, the Bitcoin core, they're also doing the battles, friends. The Bitcoin core drama out here. Because they consider all the Bitcoin data to be like trash, altcoin data. We want to prune it and get rid of it. But we'll see, bro. We'll see. I think Bitcoin dominance is going to go so low, it's going to make the Bitcoin community have an anxiety attack, and they're going to do a big fight. And they're going to fight over whether they should include altcoin data onto the chain or not. That's how these things go. That's how the market cycles go. Now, friends, I saw this interesting post out here. A couple of people, friends, asking a very good question. How long does it take to go from peak fear to peak euphoria? How long does it take? Well, in the past, you can use the OTHERS-btc charts. So we had, if you check it out here, right here was zombie virus. See this red candle? You can't see it right, but that's that red candle. Then we had 6 green in a row. That was DeFi season. We had peak fear here, and then we had 5 green in a row. Okay. Also in 2017, we just had 6 green in a row. So in one occasion, it was 5 green months in a row. And then the other 2 occasions was 6 green months in a row that we can actually see. The other ones we have to guess, but it's around that. Okay. So your number's around 5 or 6 months from peak fear to peak euphoria. If you have peak fear, it doesn't necessarily mean you get the peak euphoria because you need the repetition. You could have a reset. But right now we're on the month of Marwai. And we've had 1 green. So, and I really do see, friends, like from the amount of pain we've gone through, if I see the 5th green monthly candle, I'm going to punt on the 6th, I think, because we've just gone through so much pain. I feel like we're entitled to the 6th, and I wouldn't even be surprised if we got the 7th. Yeah. But don't bank on that, right? This is the first green monthly candle. So if we ran for 6 months in a row. And obviously, it's a big call, right? Like, you don't have to. But we're just like, if we did, we had peak fear, right? Then nothing's ever going to work. Where would, if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, where would the 6th month in a row take us? Nov. That's where it will take us. Which is also freaking interesting because, you know, the 4-year cycle, the perfect symmetrical cycle, it has Bitcoin peaking in October. Pumptober this year. Man, friends, wouldn't it be wild if Bitcoin did hit 250K in October this year? Yeah. And then remember the next month, remember what happens? Bitcoin drops after it hits the peak. And then the altcoins have the big rush distribution where it's the alt season, the final month, where everything goes ballistic. So imagine we did that. Imagine we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we come to actual here. 3, 4, 5. Actually, the 6th is October. You never know. Imagine we ran to the 7th. By the way, you got to get out here. You'd have to get out. But look at that. That's just like, hey, we went up only, right? It's, you know, so it's not like it's, oh, wow, I'm going to miss it. No, it's like if you've got the biggest gargantuan turbo nuclear run to the sky, you're going to have to get something out, right? You already know that, by the way. If you're curious as well, from here, look how far this thing ran up. Man, this thing ran up 450% from the low. So if we're assuming this is the low, if it repeated 2021, 450% would literally take us exactly to 0.65. Remember, friends, this chart is OTHERS-btc. It is the market cap of altcoins outside of the top 10 versus Bitcoin. What ratio is it, okay? So if the number is 1, it means the altcoins are equal to Bitcoin's market cap. Right now, it's 0.14, which is shocking because it hit 0.14 all the way back in Marwai of 2017. So we've literally gone nowhere in 8 years, which sucks, right? That's a very, very painful period. But if we went up back here to like 60, that's like obviously super danger zone. If we hit like 50 or 30 or 40, well, that's still where we were in 2021. We could always screw around. But I'm just giving you an idea that it can take 5 to 6 months to go from peak fear to peak euphoria. But like that's dangerously peaking euphoria, as in, oh my gosh, we're going to need a full cycle bear market reset. Something also interesting to think about. In 2017, when we had 6 green months, it was not the end. And in 2020, when we had 6 green months here, it was not the end either. All right. It was never the end after 6 green months. That's something interesting. But another thing to think about, in 2020, when we had 5 green months here, this was the top of many altcoins versus their BTC ratio. This one was a fake complacency others BTC high. Okay. But then again, if you count this as DeFi season as something as like where everyone could make money and everything went up in the market, that's something also you got to think about. So that would be very controversial. If we did get 6 green months and we went up here, I wonder if everyone would get out. Probably not. Probably not. But then what if we did this, something like that, you know? So I've just shown you some things going on here. Remember, we've just like, you know, we also hold our horses. We got like, bro, we got 1 green month. Like, let's see how Junie and Julie goes. If Junie and Julie are like 3 green months in a row, okay, cool. A lot of people are going to call for the end. Man, it'll be wild, friends. It'd be like, man, it'd be wild if they all called for the end, right? In end of July, right? Or August, right? Imagine they called for the end, but it wasn't the end, and it just kept running up in September, October, November, and they all brought back to the top. Okay, like, man, these things can go vertical. This is altcoins. Like, I think everybody, like what I've noticed is everybody has forgotten why they're in crypto. It's for altcoins to see how fast they can go. So that's why 5 to 6 months. Okay, I went through all the scenarios here. 2017 took 6 months. 2020 took 6 months. 2021 took 5 months. This assumes there is no red reset month, which is marked by a red monthly candle in others BTC. Okay, so that's pretty much our benchmark. We've only had one, right? And remember, the ticker is Pulse Chain. Here we have Pink Ujoti. We can confirm only after closing of the next green monthly candle. That's right, sir. Thank you very much for that wonderfully synchronized comment. Yes, all of this is just to show you know, like, okay, if we keep running up for that, why I keep referring it to us, it's so you don't make any mistakes, okay? So, like, you just remember this stuff out here, your friends and family and everything, you know, like, if we're starting to get super excited, you know what's up. Oh, man, look at this Ethereum chart as well, friends. This is wild. This is the ETH chart, right? This is the ETH CME chart, yeah? The next gap is 3,200. Man, there's a lot of stops here. We got a long way to go as well. So at least now, okay, month reversing, we'll chill out, you know? There is a case for an extended cycle, but that's why I've said, okay, I'm assuming there's a reset later on because I'm like, well, what if we don't get 6 or 7 months of up only? What if we don't get that, you know? So we'll see. Like, subscribe, Billy, but not catch you soon.